Yaqien from 8th grade at Sekolah Asal Insan Kamil Majalengka. So, do you know guys about that song? That song about one woman in Indonesia who's not giving up from achieving her dreams. Do you guys want to know more about her? So this is a video. I will tell you about her life, about her struggle. So listen up. Once upon a time, on 21st April 1079, there was born a beautiful baby named RA Kartini, or called Kartini. She is the daughter of the Duke of Regent, who later became Regent of Japan. Raden Mas Adipati Aryo Sosro Ningrat, and her mother is Nasirah, who worked as a teacher in a school at Japan. So her first dream is becoming like her mother, who worked hard for others. One day, Kartini's father told to his wife, "Oh my wife, look at her child. She's so beautiful. She's like you." And Kartini's mother replied, "Yes, she's so charming. May God makes her loyal to the family and useful for a lot of people." Kartini's father then said, "Definitely my wife. She would be useful for many people." Little Kartini grew up into a cheerful girl who played with others like she grew up in a royal family. But when she was 12 years old, she was prohibited from continuing her studies in the European school where she also learned Dutch. That's due to a tradition where a noble girl was not allowed to have a higher education and they had to be secluded or dipping it. One day, Kartini had a deep talk with her father. "May I apologize for disturbing you, my father? I want to ask something for you," asked Kartini, and her father replied, "It's okay, my dear. What do you want to ask?" And Kartini, without any hesitation, said, "I'm sorry, my father, but would you tell me why you won't let me go to school?" Her father smiled and replied, "Oh, my dear, you're now 12 years old, and it's about time to do the seclusion. You must follow the rule, because this is already customary." Hearing her father answer, she became more curious. "I'm sorry, my father, but I also want to go to school. I also want to learn. I also want to play with my sisters, Rokmini and Cardina. I still want to play with my friends. I will miss them." Her father seemed not really happy with his daughter, which had said, "Do you dare to oppose our custom? You must follow the rule." Wow, she's shocked, and then nothing Kartini can do after the conversation, because there was no power on her against the wishes of her father. Young Kartini resolved to do the seclusion. And however, young Kartini was very concerned about education in Indonesia, especially for women. She sometimes discussed together the issues with a Dutch couple, the Othings, and she had a book that from Mrs. Othings she started to correspond with people in Netherlands. In her letter to her pen friends, Kartini always discussed the issues together about feminist matter and revealed her dream of equality between men and women in Indonesia. Kartini insists that she continue her Kartini insists that she continue her studies although her father was against it. Finally, Kartini wrote a letter to the Education and Culture Director, Mr. Abandon, who sent her a very promising reply. Since then, the relationship between Kartini and Mr. Abandon was continuously to work. She believed that women should have equal right and position to do as men to do in education and opportunities to success, which doesn't happen in Indonesia. Women are at a very low social stratum back then. After during the seclusion, she married a regent of Rembang named Duke Aryo Singgis Jojo Adiningrat, over the choice of her parents, of course. At the time, Kartini is as the second wife. However, her husband strongly supported her ideas and even allowed her to build a school for a woman. One day, Kartini talked to her husband. "I'm sorry, my husband, for disturbing you. If I may ask you as the Duke's wife, do you allow me to build a school for a woman?" And her husband replied, "If that is your wish, then go ahead." Kartini, so very happy about Kartini hearing the answer. Kartini so happy and thanked to her husband. During her marriage, Kartini was blessed with one son named Susalit Jojo Adi Ningrat. And however, Kartini passed away on November 1004 after giving birth for her first son. But the Kartini struggle didn't stop even after her death. Her spirit was continued by her friend, Mr. Abandon, who posted her letters into a book under the title Through Darkness to Light, which consists of collection of Kartini's letters to her friends. In 1964, our first president, President Sukarno, declared Kartini's birthday on April 21st as a Kartini's Day, an Indonesian National Day to commemorate her struggle. Yes, so that's the story about her struggle for us, for women in Indonesia. We as a woman in Indonesia should be proud of having her in our history. And from her, we can learn that women should be strong and we should become a woman that empower each other. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.